Last Saturday, we saw the Vikings defeat the Denver Broncos. This Saturday, we're watching them play against the Jaguars of Jacksonville as they came to town this week and they did a dual practice. But now it's game day and time to get your game face on. Ah! Skol Vikings. Good morning, Gjallarhorn. It is Tuesday, and we are back to discuss a fantastic victory over the Denver Broncos in preseason week 1. With me to do that is my partner, my dual threat, my tandem, the spectacular Drew Bunting. How you doing, Drew?
Meow meow. I'm doing great. How you doing? Just sitting here with Princess hanging out.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, I was at speaking of meow meow, I was at a blackjack table in Reno. It's like 95, and I'm sitting there at the table by myself, and I got this dealer, lovely Asian woman, probably in her 50s. She deals me the cards, and I get a blackjack, and I say meow meow, and then she deals me another set of cards, and I won again, and I said meow meow. And then she dealt me a third time, straight win, and I said meow meow. And she dealt me a fourth hand in a row, and I said meow meow. And unbelievably, I was thinking it can't happen again. She dealt me another blackjack, 5 hands in a row, and I said meow meow.
Damn.
And she didn't deal. She was staring at me, and I'm thinking, why isn't she dealing more cards? And all of a sudden, this faint little voice, she says, "You're not cat. Why you say meow meow?"
Sweet.
I'm doing great. Sorry, I had that little story happen to me this morning. A little thought of it, so I thought I'd throw it in there. Good, I'm doing good.
What'd you think of the game?
There's a lot to be happy about with that game. I mean, we came right out, drove right down the field. I mean, you're kind of looking at the starters. That's the, preseason, besides being in-depth reserves, you want to see how that first team does on both sides of the ball. And we came out, took the ball right down the field, 4 for 4, dreamy Cousins, and took it right in, got the touchdown to Diggs, and kind of set sail from there. I was really happy with it all. Rock Thomas, of course, was the rock star. Yeah. And Denver looked out of sorts. They look like they haven't practiced in a while. But that's their problem. I'm not worried about other teams.
But I noticed that part of that was starting against our defense.
Yes.
They started on offense first, and you face the number 1 defense in the league, and that can make life difficult for you. And it obviously did for Case Keenum. Because
they had what?
Even with the number, they went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. They didn't get a first down until after their 6th drive, which is amazing.
Yeah, at one time I saw we had 13 first downs and they didn't have any.
Mm-hmm. And it was,
of course,
our 1s and 2s on the defense just played spectacularly.
It was a great start, man. What can I say? That's a way to kick off the preseason. Yeah, baby, yeah.
It is. And then you take, what are we going to call him? Legatron, Carlson, sweep the leg.
Dude, what about that kick? What about that guy, dude?
57 yards. That could have gone 75. That was so high in the goalposts.
That was a booming kick, David.
It was.
What about that?
And straight down the middle.
Slew of running backs, dude. What about the running backs we got? Jeez.
Oh, Rock Thomas instantly moved ahead in the competition for RB3. That is his performance was just like, oh yeah, baby, I'm getting a chubby over this. And
that screen was like gone.
Oh yeah.
Caught it, gone.
Great. Oh, and there was some great downfield blocking by the lineman. Oh, I was just set up so perfectly. And then, but even late train, he had the two, 18-yard runs in a row. And it's just like, yeah, baby. We'll probably see Cook this week. But for now, oh, shit, I'm happier than a pig in slop when it comes to how the running backs will look.
Right out of the gate, he looked good in those first two runs. I don't even think there was defense on the field. It didn't look,
Well, that shows you that taped together offensive line is at least mediocre.
Meow.
Some holes. And we can live with that. And they shouldn't be that taped together for much longer. We heard today that Remmers is back out on the field and that Elfline is real close. So there's two of the three missing starters. So we should be good there. Now we had a scare yesterday with Rashad Hill in practice. He was taken out on a cart and then came back and he was practicing afterwards. Supposedly he fell on one of the defensive linemen's feet and rolled his ankle. But he should be fine. Just a minor deal.
He needed a cart for that? Man, come on.
They wanted to make sure if Sugarman says, hey,
Sugarman said
the way he saved Teddy's leg from being amputated, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we all in all, I was pretty happy with it. Daniel Song was sweeping the leg long. Defense looked good. A couple letdowns, but it's football. You're going to have letdown plays every week. I thought Sloter looked really good. It'd be the first time I've seen that guy play. He seems like a gamer, dude. He's got the it factor.
I was impressed. And he was motivated. He doesn't quite look the quarterback. He's sort of skinny. Upper half, but that's okay. It's sort of like a Tom Brady-ish body build. But he was a receiver, so he knows routes. And
right.
The boy can run when he went around the corner and ran. But he was zipping the ball and getting it there, and I love the enthusiasm he has.
Sure. Yeah, he did a good job.
It should be interesting as the camp goes on whether he moves into the number 2 slot.
Yeah, that's going to be a good battle. And there's good battles all over the field, but that's good. That's what we want. You want everybody pushing each other at this point. I am pretty fired up on game 1. Looking forward to game 2.
Me too. And game 2 is Jacksonville at U.S. Bank. Jacksonville.
That's our home opener, right?
Yep. Jacksonville, the team flew up minus 2 players. And they will be joint practicing tomorrow.
So Holton Hill's going to be there?
Holton Hill will be there.
Oh, you said joint practice. Kind of threw me off, Dave.
They're going to practice the next 2 days. Coach Zimmer said he does not want any fights. And I'm assuming
I don't want any of that.
I don't want any of that either. I am assuming if that takes place, he'll step in immediately. Now, I don't know if that's the case or not, but I'm assuming he will do that. And it makes sense. You don't want anybody hurt. You don't want it like the Redskins and the Jets here of a couple days ago.
Dave, we don't want anything in our team to be like the Redskins or the Jets. Come on.
That's funny.
Redskins or the Jets. Oh,
So what are you looking forward to Saturday at noon Central?
Looking for the fans to be ravenous, being it's preseason, but it's still our opener. More of the same. I want to see maybe the first team offense for 2 drives. Normally in preseason, if you're in the first couple games, if your first team goes down and scores, that's it. Just like the Vikings did in Denver. You've seen enough. You always want to see the starters play a little more. I want to see Laquan Tree Stump do something on the outside. Come on, dude.
Well, looking at the film, he was open quite often.
Why don't they throw it to him?
Because everybody else was open too, and he was like the third read.
If your first
I
read
want to
is
see.
Thielen and your second read is Diggs or vice versa,
Sure,
how often do you get to the third read?
it's true. I want to see Mike Hughes some more too. I want to see that guy play. That guy looks like he's the real deal. I mean, for as limited as we saw him in game one, but he looks like not nervous out there at all. He looks like he's ready to play.
Where were we? You're talking about Hughes. Hughes had a very good game. Now, he messed up a couple times, but for the most part, I was really, really impressed. And for a first-year rookie to be that far advanced, it's sweet. It's going to give the Vikings this year or next year so many more options. Now, he did drop the one punt, however, but he picked it up and kept on going, so I can live with that. It was a good first game. Holton Hill had
Got a lot
ups
of
and
action.
downs.
Got a lot of script. O'Neal looked pretty good.
O'Neal looked relatively good, especially in pass blocking. You didn't hear much of his name, which is fine. That means he didn't screw up for the most part. And we had some great running early on, so he may actually beat Hill out, but I don't know how soon that'll be. So, but he's ahead of the curve where we wanted him to be.
Sure.
We figured a whole year to get him up to speed. But if he beats Hill out, that means he's better. I'm for it. And he's a heck of a lot more athletic.
He needs to be exactly. That's the reason why. He needs to beat Hill out for that reason. He's a second-round pick. He should be starting. Get him in there. Start playing. Let's go. Let's get this train going.
But at Jacksonville, we're looking at going against the number 2 defense in the league. They'll argue and say they're number 1. But obviously, Minnesota and Jacksonville are the top 2, and the Eagles can suck it.
Well, this is if you remember, I made the prediction a couple months ago when somebody asked for Super Bowl predictions. I said Vikings and Jags. So this is an early preseason preview of the Super Bowl in my mind. But
that's possible.
That's my call.
Yeah, but the Jags have Bortles as their starting quarterback.
Yes, they do. They do, and that's probably their biggest weak spot. But I mean, let's not forget what they did last year. They got pretty far last year. Then they hang a 50 points on the Steelers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they made
so
championship.
The AFC is a lot more watered down than the NFC, in my eyes. So they have an easier road to get there. But let's get our Vikings going for week 2. And we got all our fantasy leagues coming up. So we got a lot of drafts within the next 2 weeks. That'll be exciting also.
Yes.
I'm excited, dude.
The Gjallarhorn Fantasy Football League is full and ready to lock and load.
Teams are locked. Teams are loaded. We're all ready. We're not screwing around.
And there was one last piece brought to us by our buddy Tony.
Bell?
Tony Bell. He saw on the internet.
That guy, Tony Bell is the machine, dude. He knows what color shoelaces Chuck Foreman wore in the 1976 season opener. This guy knows everything, dude.
He is a pure Vikings historian.
Oh,
and
without a doubt.
Go to in a heartbeat. But he brought up the Lambs, the LA Rams, had put up a picture of this year's schedule in retro form. This year, the Rams are wearing their throwbacks. They got approval to wear them for 6 games, which is quite a bit. So they, in that theme, put out a throwback schedule, and it's using the logos of the teams back 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
They play. And it looks nice. They did a great job. Well, Tony asked if anybody could do it here. Well, as most of you know, I dabble in computer graphics and artwork and stuff like that. So, if all goes well, Tony's getting me the source images. If all goes well, we'll reveal that by the time this show gets published. Thanks, Tony, for such a great idea.
That's beautiful, man.
Which is good. Well, Drew, I've toughed this out as far as I can go.
Oh man, you need to get some meds in you, bro.
Hey, I'm trying.
Get drunk and go mow the lawn or something. Drink
That's
some
not
whiskey.
a bad idea. And I actually do
sweat
need
it
to-
out. You got to sweat it out. Sweat out the cold. Isn't that to go feed the cold and starve the fever? How the hell's it? What's the saying? Whatever it is, you know what to do.
I think it is. But
Yeah.
what do you say?
I say meow meow, Viking cow. Let me say hi. Princess wants to say hi to everybody. Say meow meow, Viking cow.
Skull,
Say
everybody.
something.
Have a great week.
My name.